Was it exclusively your decision that the battle against Vladimir Klitschko was delayed, cancelled?
Yeah. Yeah, I take responsibility for that. So anybody want to be mad and want to say terrible things to me, go ahead. Don't say it to my fighter. Say it to me. Because it was my decision. I wanted more time. The promoter, everybody wanted to go, make money, put him in the fight. I have nothing against making money. I'm not crazy. I don't have to go to a doctor. Maybe, I don't know. But I also wanted to do what I'm there to do, which is make the right decision for my fighter. And I hear some of these guys, these Germans and these promoters, they think they're smart. They're saying little things behind my back. I don't go on the internet, so I don't see too much. But I hear, he didn't let him fight that fight. Oh, he kept him from the Kliczko fight and moving backwards. No, I'm trying to move forwards. I'm trying to give him a chance when he gets in that ring for two things: to be ready, and for him to know he's ready. For him to know he still might not win at that, but at least he will have the opportunity to have a chance to win and be prepared in where he knows he's ready. Klitschko had 58 fights. My kid at that time had 19 fights. I just didn't think, not that I didn't believe in him, not that I don't believe in him, not that I don't believe he will be champion. It's just that at that time, I thought he needed a little bit more time. He hadn't been. Those other guys, they should do their job. He was a mandatory for almost 2 years, and he fought 2 fights. I don't even know if he fought 2 fights, but whatever. I'm just making a point. He didn't fight, and he wasn't active. And you can't be a fighter. You can't be anything good at a high quality if you're not doing what it is that you do. If you're a doctor and you do surgeries, you can't do 1 surgery a year. I wouldn't go to you to operate on me. I don't think you would either. I want a guy that's doing surgery, like a doctor. You're a race car driver. You don't drive 1 race a year. You're driving all the time because you're a race car driver. Because it's not just driving fast. You're driving in traffic. You're driving when oil goes out on the road. You're going when there's crashes, how to deal with that. The whole chaos, the whole atmosphere. That's what makes you a race car driver, because you're behaving and performing in that area, in that arena, on a regular basis. You're not just a guy that gets in a car and drives fast. You're a race car driver because you develop to be one by doing it on a regular basis. I don't want him just to be a fighter that gets in the ring and fights for a big fight, so the promoter can move on to the next guy. They got 10 guys. They're gonna go right down the line. I can't think like that. I can't think like that. I'm not Ford Motor Company that has a conveyor belt of cars and just next one. No, I got to make sure one car is perfect. One car is right to go on the road. And my one car is Powietkina. That's my responsibility. And I want to just do what I'm supposed to do. Have an opportunity to make him a professional fighter. What's a professional fighter? A professional fighter is not a guy that you just put in a fight and fight for a title and just fight a big fight. It's a guy that gets in a fight with everything he needs to be ready to win that fight. Mentally, emotionally, and physically, and technically. That's what I'm trying to do. And I just thought that at that time, he needed a little more seasoning, a little more experience. The game plan we were working on for Kliczko was good, beautiful. Klitschko's very beatable, but he does certain things very well. You have to be ready for those things. Kliczko knows what he is, and consistently handles that. But there's places where Kliczko is very weak. But to get to those places, you got to get through the strong places. And we understood all that, but I wanted him to have enough experience to understand it in that kind of arena, to do it under that kind of conditions, in that kind of moment. And I wanted him to go in there like the race car driver. He knows he's a race car driver. He knows that the cars are going to flip. He knows that oil's going to spill. He knows all that. He's a race car driver. He's not this guy who's going to go drive fast. And I wanted my fighter, the night that he gets in the ring for that kind of fight, to know that he's ready for that. To know. He still might not win, but then I would have done my job. And everyone else was looking to do their job, but it was a different job. I wasn't looking to just put the car in a conveyor line and push another car out. And then say, oh, well, he had his chance, let's move on to the next thing. No, I had a different responsibility than that, a different responsibility. And so, yeah, that was my decision. And I understand the risk. I understand the risk of not getting to another big fight. We will, though, because you do the right thing. Right things have a habit of happening. Good things have a way of coming about by doing the right thing. And I believe it was the right thing. I believe I'm there to look out for him in that way. And it doesn't guarantee anything. I'm still going to have to put him in a fight that's going to be a big risk fight. But I want to put him in with everything that he needs to have for that moment. I understand the risk, as I was just saying, that we don't get to another big fight. But I also understood the risk of putting him in that fight and that being his legacy. That he's not ready. And that's the end. And that he has to live with that. I understood that too. And he's developing. I'm trying to get him as much experience as I can within the time frame that I'm working with. And, I told the people around him, I said, you're looking one way. You're looking at maybe at what you need. What about what he needs? The promoter, looking at what they need. What are you looking at? What you need or what he needs? What are you looking at?
Promoter needs money.
Yeah.
And
he's got a bunch of guys, and he needs to find out if he should keep spending money. Move him on. Move him on. Get him on that belt. Move him out. Get him in the window and sell him. Get him in the show and get him out. Get him out on the road. Sell him. That's what he's looking to do, because I got more cars coming. I got another 100 cars coming. Got to move him out. Get him out. See if he's ready for the road. And I'm not thinking quite like that. And I just want to. I told them, I said, when you look at things properly and do things properly, proper things sometimes happen. And other opportunity will come. Maybe it's the right one. Maybe it's the better one. Maybe we get a little more fights and we fight someone else. Instead of it being Kliczko, it's somebody else for the title. Doesn't mean we still don't fight Kliczko. Doesn't mean we don't want to fight Kliczko. It means we fight Kliczko at the right time.
Could you estimate that time when Alexander will be ready?
We're getting closer. My plan is to fight every 2 months. I want to fight fights where we develop and we keep fighting and we become a race car driver. We're used to everything that's out on that track, everything that's in that ring. And we get more confident, more sure of ourselves, more consistent with the things we're learning in the gym. I like to fight every 2 months. Look, if there's possibly going to be an opportunity for a big fight maybe in April, something. I don't know for sure. If that's the case, I'll deal with that. But if not, I will try to keep him, because I don't control everything. I just know what I think is right. but I need cooperation from other people too. I would try to keep them fighting, so when we do have the moment for a very substantial fight, a key fight, that we will have as much experience as we could have. I just want to, like I said, before I worry about a world title, anybody could fight for a world title. You can't always win it. I'm not trying to develop just a world champion. That's ultimately what you want to do, is win a world title. But I'm trying to develop a professional, top professional. You know, a definition of a professional fighter to me is different than someone else maybe. I don't know. Someone else thinks, well, they get paid. I don't think that's a professional. To me, a professional is a guy who is sure of himself in all the areas he needs to be sure of himself, who is complete in all the areas he needs to complete, and who can depend on himself on the nights when other people can't depend on themselves. That no matter what's going on, that they can rely on themselves, that they can put forth a high-level effort no matter, despite of how they might feel. That they can call on that and find that consistently. That's a consistency. That's a pro. That's a professional.